What is up, guys? Toss a coin here, and today I will be reviewing Hildirs Quest and deciding if it is worth doing or not. I will preface this with I did have fun completing the quests. Now let's get right into it. First things first, we have to find Hildir. Just know that she is going to spawn in the meadows a little further from the world center than what Hildir normally would. Once you find Hildir, you can trade with her right off the bat. Most of the items seem pretty pricey, and the only must-haves might be a tunic and hat for farming or building. Also, the barbershop could be nice if you are dying to check out those new hairstyles. To do Hildir's Quest, just walk up to the cartography table to see the locations of the new dungeons that you can do to increase the number of items that she sells. There are 3 different types of dungeons: the Smoldering Tombs, the Howling Caverns, and the Sealed Tower. I'll be honest with you, completing her quest doesn't add any game-changing items, just more cosmetic stuff. So keep that in mind if you are stuck on deciding if you want to commit to the long voyages required to get to each of these dungeons. The first dungeon I did, and recommend doing, would be the Smoldering Tombs. The dungeon is located in the Black Forest and can definitely be completed by a player in full troll gear and bronze weapons. You'll be fighting a good amount of 1-starred skeletons. A mace or some kind of sledgehammer will mow right through these guys. Eventually you'll encounter Brenna, the boss of these Smoldering Tombs, who drops a chest you need to bring to Hildir. The fight was extremely easy. I wouldn't even blame the lack of difficulty on my gear though. I fought the boss again off camera with the Stagbreaker, and it's just too easy to just keep the boss away from you by using the knockback from the sledgehammers. Once you beat Brenna, just take the chest you received back to Hildir. Your reward is slightly more clothing options that provide the same stats as if you had never spent all that time sailing to and from the dungeon. Personally, I like to collect a trophy from every monster in the game, so that is enough motivation for me to complete the whole questline. Let's keep it moving and move on to our next dungeon. The Howling Caverns is what I did second. This one is located in the mountains and shouldn't give you much issue with upgraded silver tier gear. Most of the mobs are 1-star here as well, and it is your typical ice cavern mobs. The wolves can hit pretty hard, but they are fairly squishy, and the bats die easily to a sledgehammer. The boss in this cave is Gearhafa. He is basically a cultist with a couple extra moves. Still an extremely easy fight. Just use the knockback of your sledgehammer to prevent him from getting a hidden. Just like the last dungeon, this guy is going to drop a chest that we can get back to Hildir. Once you give Hildir back her chest, your reward is pretty much just more cosmetics. The last dungeon I did was the Sealed Tower. This one can be found in the Plains biome, and upgraded plains gear should be adequate for completing this one. I would just make sure you pack a fire wine for the shamans and torch fullings. To get in this dungeon, it looks like it requires a little bit of parkour, so use your own creativity to get in, but I personally just built ladders on the side to climb up. Once again, the sledge made this pretty easy because I could hit the fullings through walls, but whatever weapon you like should take care of them just as easily. Make sure to be careful of the traps they have sitting under the straw. Other than that, it is just business as usual when it comes to fighting these guys. Zil and Thunger are the bosses for the Sealed Tower and will be found on the bottom floor of the tower. I would rate this fight exponentially more difficult if I couldn't just use the sledgehammer AoE to damage Thunger from behind a wall. I did attempt to fight them normally to get a rough idea, and all it took was 1 hit for me to go back to cheesing this boss. The knockback from the sledge doesn't work on Thunger because he is a goblin berserker, and it doesn't help that in the first phase of the fight he has Zil slinging spells from atop his back. Once Thunger is defeated, this goes to a relatively easy fight. Just sidestep the spells Zil launches and then lay into him with whatever weapon you like most. Upon defeating Zil, he will drop the final chest you need. Take it back to Hildir to be rewarded with more cosmetics that do the same thing. Now I'll speak plainly. The questline only took me 35 minutes to complete. When I don't count the time spent traveling, which I use console commands to fly because it would have taken me forever to record this video if I decided to sail. It is hard to recommend people to play through this content for any other reason than just being a completionist because it does not feel rewarding. It would have been so cool if each dungeon boss dropped a named weapon or armor that would give you a leg up in the next biome, or if each completed quest brought more items that Hildir would sell that would actually impact gameplay either for combat or quality of life, because it will take a good couple hours just to do all of the sailing required to get to these dungeons and back. The first 2 boss fights would have been way more fun if the bosses just took reduced knockback, so that you would be forced to interact with the abilities they have. I personally think Zil and Thunger shouldn't be able to be cheesed the way I did it, but ultimately I would appreciate a little bit more room to run around while I fight Zil and Thunger because it did not feel like enough to keep a goblin berserker off of you, much less a juiced up one with his spellcasting buddy on his shoulder. The trophies are pretty cool, and will look great on my wall in my upcoming hardcore playthrough. But it is up to you if cosmetics and trophies are enough to motivate you to do something that has no impact on your game. Personally, I think just finding Hildir gets you everything you would want gameplay wise anyways, but that is just me. Let me know in the comments what you think of the Hildir questline. I'm curious if I'm the only one left wanting more. And as always guys, see you next time.